Yo. Hello, Kyber Cave family.
What's up?
Kyber
What's up?
Cave
What's up?
Productions family.
Hey, you know what?
Mezzo
I
is
want to say,
back after being gone for so long.
I want to say when you come back, the one I always get scared when you take these trips, like especially when you're going into situations where you could hurt yourself or something. But like the one thing I will say is it feels like when you come back from these trips, like you come back like refreshed because there's like new theme music and it's all funky and I'm
Oh,
dancing in the seats. It feels
okay.
like it's a fresh breath.
I appreciate that. The new theme music had a reason behind it, and it has to do with copyright.
Oh well,
um,
well it was
but
funky.
but yeah, excuse me. But so I got sick. We were in downtown LA for our anniversary before we went to Mexico. And we were there during the protests and the curfew tune that got a little, we got a little nervous a couple times there. And when I came home from Mexico, I got really sick, and for like a week and a half I had like no voice. I could barely get a couple sentences out without just a coughing fit happening.
Yes.
I finally got my voice back last Tuesday. I do still have, as you heard already, a little bit of like a tickle. So when it happens, I just kind of like it's like a compulsive cough that wants to happen. Um, LA was a lot of fun. We actually went to go see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child Broadway production, and it
Wow.
was fantastic. They had lovely effects. The acting and the actors, they were hilarious, and it was very entertaining. The
Wow.
storyline I wasn't like real crazy about, but I really did enjoy it. The first night we were there, thank you, Matt. Thank you so much. Hi, Duran Duran. On our way back in LA, the first night we saw a protest and just let them pass, and it was all peaceful. The second night we were at dinner before the show, we found out a curfew was put in place, and we weren't going to be back until like 3 hours after.
Oh wow.
And we were like a little bit nervous on how that would go. We spoke to the hotel during intermission, and they said, "I know you took public transport there. Thank you, Sewang. But it's probably best that you take Uber back because they'll get you like as close to the hotel entrance as possible." And they got us to like 30 feet away from it. But
Right.
we saw, roads blocked off. We saw protesters running from a police car trying to like disperse them and stuff. So it was fine. And our hotel was super secure and safe. Like you needed a card just to get into the hotel. And then like our card only would let you go on the floor that your room was on. And so it was super secure in that sense. And if you ever want to stay somewhere inexpensive, really cool vibe, but the rooms are tiny specifically because of this. It's called Citizen M in downtown LA. It
Hmm.
was like 120, 129 a night. And it was they're tiny. Like it was perfect for just us two. Like to give you an example of how tiny it is, the width of the room is the length of the bed. Like you can't walk around the bed, you have to climb over. It's very small, but it was really, really cool, and I really enjoyed it. But we had a really great time, and then Mexico itself was really good. I practiced my Spanish a lot because I just want to be able to speak to the family and speak to the people there. And a friend of mine who was there that got hurt the first day, unfortunately, her sister lives in Tijuana. She came to visit, and I actually spoke with her in Spanish for 30 minutes straight.
Wow. Go
And
you.
I'm not fluent. I'm just conversational. But it was
Right.
a really good mental exercise, especially trying to translate when, in your head when someone's speaking to you. Hi, Brent.
Right.
So it was a lot of fun. Yeah, my friend, unfortunately, she fell. She fractured her knee and broke her ankle and has to have surgery on
Oh
her
my.
ankle. Unfortunately, that is. I know that's the kind of thing you're scared of happening to
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
but
Exactly.
that's.
That every year
I
you
did
do this,
not.
like I always freak out.
This is the first year where like I basically was told I'm not really supposed to work. I am there for pictures and video.
You're a
And
historian.
so, yeah, I'm the media coverage because I make the slideshow after. And the only work I technically did was we put a second coat of stucco on the home and then we sponge it smooth. I was sponging it. So I was like, I
Right.
actually did wax on, wax off. I was like, yeah.
For those
Um,
that for those that don't know, or who have not been a long time family, man, it's kind of crazy to think some of these people have been here along with you over a year now and know about this annual trip, but some people are brand new. Mezzo does an annual trip with her church every year. where they go to Mexico and they build a home for a family that is in need. And God, this is your third time doing it with Kyber Cave. Is this your third time?
Yeah, this is my third trip since I joined Kyber Cave. This is my third trip in general, and I joined Kyber Cave 3 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, speaking of which, Kyber Cave just turned 7 on Thursday. So
oh my gosh,
should have opened with that craziness. Yeah, we are officially 7 years old. That
is awesome. Happy birthday, Kyber Cave.
Happy birthday, Kyber Cave. Our birthday is I always remember it because Stitch is 626 and our birthday is 627. So we're the monster after Stitch.
Oh, okay, interesting. Merry unbirthday, Kyber Cave, Kevin Hogan. How are you? Hi, Raph. I didn't get to say hi earlier, so hello to you. All right, so guys, I'm back, and guess what we're doing for the first time since I got back?
That's kind of
the nerdy news. It's the shorter one.
The way you said that made it was very. You said this is the first time we played it since I've got back. Well, that would be true regardless.
Since I have been back, yes. Well, since anything's back. All right. So first, an official interactive map of the Star Wars galaxy has been revealed. So Lucasfilm has released an interactive map of the entire Star Wars galaxy, and it's pretty amazing. I was fooling around with it, kind of like testing it out, and the user interface is a lot like Google Maps. You can zoom in, you can see the names and locations. You can see trade routes, the outer rim, the core, and all the places that you see in that galaxy so far away. So check out the really cool article about the map written by Grant Davis Pomohema of StarWarsNet.com. I'll pop that into the chat. It's really, really neat. Oops, I hit the wrong button. That's not supposed to happen. I was really enjoying it. I thought, oh, this is kind of neat. I want to tell people about this because that is really, really cool.
Yeah.
Next.
Cool.
Next.
Wait, hold on.
Okay, go back. Go back.
Kevin had a question that I'm sure it's comical, but I don't know if it's a real question or not. But this is an interesting question. Do you guys bring in your own materials?
Okay. So the way that it works is the church raises money and pays a fee, and we work with a place called Immortal Ministries, and they supply, when we get to the work site, all the lumber's there, the tools, everything like that. And we can only use hand tools. There's no power tools whatsoever. And we just start working right away. They supply all the stuff though. There's no local Ace Hardware. This is very what the stereotypical version of what a lot of people think of as third world. There's no running water or electricity. It's very, they were living in a 10 by 10 type of bedroom with a small room that was like a bathroom. And now they have an 11 by 22 structure. Yeah, no power tools. It's all hand saws, nails, using all hand tools. So that's it.
Wow. Crazy.
It's exhausting.
That's why I get worried when you go.
I know you do.
All right. Well, thank you. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Thank you, Kevin, for the question.
We were lamenting that nerdy news just isn't the same without its music.
Oh, well, it's in the StreamYard, so anyone who is with the StreamYard can play it. All right, next. Listen to the Fantastic Four First Steps main thing now. So not everyone quite realizes the difference music and sound design goes into a movie and how much influence it can have as a viewer. Example is just last night, my husband and I went to see a movie, and it was 28 years later. The trailer made, everything look really creepy, freaky, disturbing. And there's one particular part, it was all these bones everywhere. And it's all these corpses. And you're like, wow, this is going to be really freaky. And then in the movie, though, that part in the movie itself, the music was uplifting and it felt really peaceful, beautiful, and calm instead in this moment. In this moment that you saw in the trailer that looked creepy. Just the change of the music and also a little bit of dialogue with an explanation of what that part was about really changed how it felt. So in Fantastic Four trailer has had this really epic music playing Fantastic Four, and so now you can listen to the full Fantastic Four theme on YouTube Music and Spotify. I'll drop the link in the chat, as I always do, where you can check out an article that has a little bit of information about it, and then you can find it on YouTube Music and Spotify and save it for yourself to listen to.
Excellent. Are you excited
That
about Fantastic
is your nerdy
Four?
news.
Yes.
just to say, just the tiniest bit of yes. Now, my husband and I, every time we see a trailer, I get very excited because it just looks really exciting. I've been waiting, like Thunderbolts was wonderful. It was a lot of fun. It kind of felt like a little bit of taste of what the old, like when Marvel was not so tiring. But this actually felt like a breath of fresh air, a totally different like storyline and universe to kind of get to. I'm really excited about it. Different time. Like it's the past. Excuse me. Kevin, Disney getting ahead of itself, revealing Fantastic Four in the end credits of Thunderbolts. Yeah, I watched the end credits.
Hey.
Hortensia, hi there. How are you?
That is the for those that don't know, one of the other founding members of Kyber Cave. Jason, welcome. Happy 7th anniversary. It's good to see you. He actually just wrote a book.
Awesome. Congratulations.
It was like bound in leather or something. He's got some kind of like cool thing. But anyways, good to see you, homie. Happy 7-year anniversary.
All right. Let me know, guys. I just want to double check with everyone in the viewer in the comments. Can you let me know if my camera is skipping for you? I just want to check because for me, I have the stream up on my other screen and I keep freezing on my side. So please let me know if that is happening for all of you at home. If so, I need to figure that out.
It seems to be happening on my side, but my stuff sucks, so you can't take me for any kind of.
But if it's happening on my screen too, then obviously something's
like you're frozen. Right now, you're frozen.
Right. Like in StreamYard, if for me, I'm not frozen, but I keep freezing.
Okay,
on the stream.
Look, watch this. Every time you see me do this is my froze zone. Every time you see me do this, that means you're frozen.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So
you just see me freaking out for no reason in the middle of the stream. That means you're.
That's so weird.
Matt says a little bit. All right. It might just be me. So, hey, this is a good time to remind you, kybercave.com for all your Saber needs. We have a bunch of new Sabers in. We just got this Yoda Saber, which is so tiny. It is absolutely an amazing Saber. We have a bunch of our lookalikes, and we are going to be, our next convention is going to be at Reno. So we are off for the next 2 weeks, which is weird. So weird to have 1 weekend off, let alone 2 or 3. That said my internet just died. Oh, but I see you're coming back on.
I know. I'm trying to fix it.
She is using her spiritual powers right now. Anyways, we are going to be in Reno in 3 weeks with Jedi Illuminati and oh my god, oh my goodness, I'm gonna kill myself. The blue Jedi. What is the blue Twilight Jedi? Knight. I don't know if she's a knight or a master. But Illuminati, the actress that plays Illuminati is going to be there, and one other Jedi. So we are going to be in Reno as well. You can also support us and help out this show and get some cool merchandise at the same time by going to our Patreon page. For as little as $1 a month, you can get a cool sticker for Kyber Cave Productions. We give away all the lightsaber chopsticks, I think hoodies at different levels, and then the ultimate is custom lightsabers. What is up, Sandra B? So I am going to. Okay. Are you doing? I feel like you're working on
I'm
the
so
Millennium
Falcon. I was just trying to see like you was in the engine room down below.
When you fixing your hyperdrive?
I don't know, but I'm still like when I look. This is so ridiculous. It's The problem I'm having is I'm usually have hardwired internet, like it's plugged straight into my computer,
Right.
but it keeps shutting off, and I don't know why. So that's why I think I'm freezing.
It's
because
leaving you interesting faces.
Right. Okay. So anyway, guys. Okay, you can hear me. That's the important part. James Kaiser is our producer for Flow the Show, and this week he has brought us Spinning Spades, another fire artist. So please, all of you, enjoy Spinning Spades while I try to fix my internet further.
Woohoo! Woo-hoo! That was amazing. And hey, you know, I want to say too, I can't even picture in my head what the original music was. I want to remind people every time you were watching these flow acts, Mezzo is usually the music producer for that segment, because most of the time the music that we get sent in is not stuff that we can use because it's copyrighted.
Yes.
So I feel like there's a certain art form to finding the right music for the right type of. It's just kind of like what you were just talking about with the last segment with the movie 28 Days.
Yeah, 28 years later.
I can imagine. I don't know, I don't know. I can't even. I don't know why I was thinking like German, like polka music or something like that. That like polka music over that would just give it a whole different feel than you know that.
Yes,
wow,
it would.
that was intense.
It's similar.
There was one time.
Oh
I'm
my
sure.
goodness.
I'm sure you did not necessarily do it on purpose, but there was perfect timing with the drums and the guitar with the way he splashed the fire. Like the music went out and then the boom, the drums came back in and the fire splashed. I love German yodeling. Yes. German yodeling
is totally not intended. That just shows my natural talent. All right, so let's introduce our guest, sir. And while you guys are talking, I'm going to try to fix my internet.
All right, I'm gonna put these comments back on here. It's good to see you, brother. Happy anniversary. All right, our guest tonight. If you go to any show in Northern California, it is very likely you have run into this gentleman, and if not this gentleman specifically. Oh, I like what you did with the. By the way, I just noticed the logo. That works for appropriate. Anyways, it is very. That's my ADD going. It is very likely that you have seen this gentleman and or his organization at a con near you. They are everywhere. Their numbers are mighty and supreme and ever growing. We are here with the president tonight of SacGeeks to find out a little more about what is going on with SacGeeks in 2025. Now, some of you may have been confused because we've had SacGeeks on here before, but it was a whole different person. That was our good friend Bex, who we often see out in the community. But we are going to talk to Mr. Frisco Gutierrez and find out all about what is going on with SacGeeks in 2025 and how you can be a part of it. With no further ado, give it up for Mr. Frisco Gutierrez.
Oh gosh, I didn't hit the button. Goodness gracious. I was so distracted watching the video, looking at the pictures, that I forgot to actually remove myself and add him. Okay, now.
Hi there. Thanks for that great intro. That was a very cool video.
Well, it is good to see you and have you. I appreciate you being on air with us tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
Tell people a little bit about SacGeeks. Is an organization that I knew. I originally found out about SacGeeks through our good friends at Distance Nerding a few years ago, and James hooked me up with Bex. But tell us, for people who don't know or maybe are not in the Sacramento area, what exactly SacGeeks is.
Sure, absolutely. So SacGeeks started way back in like 2005 as a meetup group on Facebook and Meetup, and since then people just started joining as because Meetup was just to put places where people can go hang out and be geeky, right? Since then, it's evolved into a completely nonprofit organization. Back in 2020, 2021, they incorporated into an actual organization. Now we're run by a board. So it's a little more structured. So we have budgets, we can do events, we do workshops, we do just a bunch of things. But our main mission for the organization is to promote all types of geek culture. So that includes geek businesses, cosplayers, anything that you think of that is your geek. That's what we do. Some people geek out over pets. So one of the things that we do is we partner with our animal organizations to where we donate blankets to animal shelters. So it's not just nerdy stuff, it's a bunch of different stuff. So whatever your geek is, that's what we like to promote.
Wow. So that's very interesting. As a nonprofit, like I often see you guys at conventions. I know you guys do a lot of work with Weekend Blender, which I think is a really cool thing because there's just people walking through the mall, for the malls that still exist, walking through the mall, and they get an opportunity to find out about SacGeeks and what you guys do. How do you bring in more members, and when you have members coming in, what is it you do? Do you ask them like, okay, how can we help your geek? Maybe what if I'm into chess? Would you help me start a chess night, or would you hook me up with other people that were into the chess program, or what?
Sure. So when it comes to something like chess specifically, we do host board game nights. We do that every other Monday at Lucid Wineries.
Oh wow!
We just started that recently, but we've been hosting game nights for Crocker Art Museum. We host their game nights, and then they invite us in for their Crocker Con. So specifically for board games, we do events for that. But at the end of the day, anything that were to come to us, like, oh, I need a space to play cards. Oh, I need a space to promote this art. We essentially try to work with that person to make sure that their needs are met. Like we're organic. We change to fit what we need.
Wow. Wow. So you're kind of multi. And how many people are? I mean, is there an official board with SacGeeks? Is it all primarily voluntary?
Yeah.
I know with the nonprofit, you have to have a committee. There are certain roles that need to be fulfilled, including like treasurers and vice presidents and things like that. How does it work with SacGeeks?
So go back a little bit. You asked about membership. Right now, anybody can join SacGeeks, and what that entails right now is just following us on our socials, signing up for our newsletter, just to kind of keep informed what it is we're doing. However, we are developing essentially membership programs where if you decide, because right now everything that we do is free to the public, free to join, free to everything. If you decide, we are going to be launching membership tiers to where you can pay a certain amount a month for certain benefits. One of the things that we're going to be doing is doing like a bespoke post box where you would get shipped out a bunch of cool different knickknacks during that month, and that gets sent out every month. On top of that, you also would get access to all of our events for free and
Wow.
discounted rates on tickets for like our VIP stuff. So that's coming in the future. So definitely follow us on our Instagram and Facebook to find out more about that. In terms of how the organization is ran, it's all volunteers. None of us get paid for what we do. So we have a board right now that consists of about 8 members. We're always looking to add more board members. So if
Mhm.
this is something that you guys think you'd be interested in finding more about, obviously feel free to reach out and be more than willing to discuss that further. But yeah, all the people that make this organization go are all volunteers.
That's incredible. That's incredible. What kind of events do you find yourself leaning more towards one type of event more than another, or does it have to do with I guess what kind of lands on your table at the time? Um, for example, I noticed for example, you'll notice our logo right now. We've got our 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 Pride logo up, and I know
Yeah.
that that Sac Geeks has been very open about having a couple of kind of Pride events. Are you more leaning towards that type of organization, or what kind of shows do you do, or is it for the other thing that I noticed is you were talking about the game nights being at a winery or a wine shop. Does that mean this is strictly adults, or can if someone's 16 years old, can they be a part of Sac Geeks?
Sure. So Sac Geeks again is all of our events are open to all ages. Yes, the board game nights are happening at a winery, but that space is open to everybody. You just have to be 21 and over to drink.
Okay. So a
Sure.
younger person can get in to come play board games. They just
Yeah,
couldn't have
absolutely.
the ticket. Oh, fantastic,
And then we are
fantastic.
also developing essentially a youth advisory board. So we're not going to be the ones here telling, oh, this is what the young people want. No, we want them to tell us what they want. So we're
Right.
developing that right now to where they can tell us, oh, this is something that you guys should do. We take that into consideration and we start building off of that from the youth advisory board.
Right. And how do you figure out what's the best lightsaber you have? We can discuss lightsaber. We can discuss lightsaber at another time. We have many fantastic combat sabers. I want to ask you, like, what when you figure out when you're sitting down and writing your calendar out for a year, what is your main motivation, or how do you decide where you're going to be spending your time, and how do you raise funds in order to do these things that you want to do?
Sure. So right now, my main focus as president, because I came in as president at the beginning of this year, so I'm about halfway through my term, and
Uh-huh.
my goal was to essentially get Set Geeks noticed, get us out there, get people recognizing our name, our brand. So we are starting to do more consistent events. Uh, right now, we are doing a monthly market where we invite local vendors, artists, makers, performers to come in once a month at Lucid Wineries. They have been gracious enough to donate their event space for us to have events
Wow.
there. Yeah. So We just had our Pride Night. We call it the Geek Pride Night Market. That's the name for all of the markets. So anything geeky, that's what we're here for, right? But every month it is a different theme. The first one was just Geek Pride, general, right? The second
Right.
one was Queer Multiverse, since it was happening in June, Pride Month. We like to support everybody. The next one that's coming up, I don't know if you guys can see this, is the Summer of Superheroes, happening July 2026. That's from 10
Okay.
or 2 to 10, and that theme is Summer of Superheroes, the animated edition. So anything superhero, from
Wow.
comic books to cartoons to Pixar to DreamWorks, anything animated superheroes, that's the theme for that month.
And so what? This is a live event. This is like the con, essentially, right?
Yeah, so for those who maybe think that these bigger cons are too much, like it's a little too overstimulated, like these are smaller, still plenty of vendors. This last market we had, I want to say 15 vendors, all with a bunch of different cool knickknacks. I spent a good deal of money on the stuff that they were selling. But yeah, we want to provide a space to where anybody can come, because these markets are free. We don't charge for them.
Wow.
You can obviously purchase VIP tickets that come with a bunch of goodie bags, with a bunch of
Wow.
stuff from the vendors. So if the VIPs get a nice bag, and they also get free drinks if they're 21 and over.
Man, okay. Well, shoot, sign me up for that.
Right?
And that's going through the summertime. There's just a different theme. Is it monthly or weekly?
Yeah, monthly. So it's going through the summertime. We have events planned already for the next year,
Mhm.
culminating at our big gala fundraiser, which is going to be happening in May of next year, and that one is going to be a intergalactic gala. So anything space related. So Star Wars, we obviously would love to have you guys
Wow.
there. Star Trek, anything space. That's our big theme for our big fundraiser for next
I
year.
want to get two friends and come as the Beastie Boys.
That'd be great.
Oh man. So how do you fit this into your normal life? Do you have a normal 9 to 5 job, or are you blessed with the trust
So
fund?
I wish I was blessed with a trust fund, right? Now I do have my regular day job. I'm a landscaper by trade, so that's what I do for my job. I run Frisco's Home Services. Anything from lawn care to redoing your entire property. We do just about all. I'm lucky enough to where I have employees that where if I need to take time off or step away to deal with SacGeek issues, I have the availability to take time for myself. But so that's been really helpful.
Yep. So okay. So assuming, I think you just answered the question, but I assumed with the name Frisco's repairs, that is your business.
Yes.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. How long have you been the president of SacGeeks now?
So I was elected last December. We do elections every year. Before that, I was only an official board member since about June. So I'm fairly new to the organization, but I've been involved with Bex. You said she was on the show before. We've been friends for
Right.
over 10 years now. So she'd been telling me about it, and I'd pop in here and then, but I never really had the time. But once I set up my own business, then I was able to dedicate a little more time to SacGeeks. But I saw the potential for the organization, so I was like, "Hey, let's run for president and see if I can take it where I think it it can go."
Well, that's my next question for you. For you personally, and I know this answer can change for anybody sitting in that chair right now, but for you personally, why this? Why is this your hill to stake a flag on? Why is this so important to you? Is this something that you feel is needed? Does this have something to do with something from your childhood? Maybe your family was part of an organization like this, or why is this so important to you that you would spend your own
Sure.
free time and even change your business to to accommodate SacGeeks?
Sure. So, I mean, when I first joined, I just joined to have a little fun. It was a chance to go to conventions, to help out at a booth, and meet some of the celebrity guests. And that's originally why I joined in the first place. But um, I saw the potential of what this organization could do, in terms of creating safe spaces for people. Conventions are great. They can be a little overwhelming, you know. Businesses, geek businesses specifically, aren't mainstream as well. So, SacGeeks is a perfect organization to help promote those types of businesses. So, like I said, I just see the potential of this organization being so much bigger than what it is right now. And we're definitely taking steps to go there. Like, we've been applying for grants. We were awarded one that I can't say too much about now, but we're going to be working on a documentary about convention culture and geekiness.
Wow. Incredible. Excellent. Excellent. I can't wait to find out more about that. When you can talk more about that, hopefully you will come back and let us know what
Sure.
that grant was all about. Is there I feel like I was very interested in your answer because I feel like in today's day and age, I don't know if you know about this theory of the what do they call it, the third location, and they were saying that we have kind of lost our I think that's what it's called, third. If somebody knows a different term for it, I'm sure you'll recognize the idea. But they say in this day and age, we've kind of lost our third location. When I was growing up, this is how old I am. I was part of that mall culture, back in the 80s and
Yeah.
90s, right? Like people used to go, we had our video arcade down there, and there was a couple of bookstores and there was toy stores, and people hung out at the mall during during the weekend. And so the third location means that most people usually have a home, and then they have a job that they have to go to, but usually there's a third space that they need to go to kind of like meet with their friends, to get together with other people that aren't their work people or people that are in their family. And in this day and age, in 2025, we seem to have lost a lot of those third locations. Even Starbucks, like it used to be, you could go and hang out for free. Now they want you to buy product to stand in.
Right.
And I
Right.
understand they're a business; they need to keep the doors open, right? But it seems people don't have as much time nowadays to get together as much. So it seems to me that that's why SacGeeks would be important. Uh,
Absolutely. So that is actually one of the conversations that we had with our board, was especially after COVID hit. Everything just kind of shut down. Um, One of the projects that we worked on back in 2020 when it first launched was a film festival. It was supposed to be a 3-day big film festival. Sold tickets, people come in, explore, watch movies, enjoy the film festival. But when COVID hit, we weren't able to do that. We had to kind of pivot and make it digital. Um, and it's been kind of hard to get back and to get people to come to places after COVID. I know, I mean, it's 2025, but we're still seeing some of those effects. There
right.
are a lot less social spaces. There's a lot less people willing to come in groups. So that's part of the reason why we're trying to do a lot more events, at least locally and in other spaces. We've been reaching out to Modesto spaces to do events over there. We've been reaching out to some people up in Reading, because there's a need for that over there. There's people who want us to do events with them. And I think that's
Right,
very
right, right,
important
right.
for us to be able to work with whoever asks us, because that's our mission, to promote them, to promote the spaces, promote the events. We're going to be working with NovaCon in August. That's August 9th, I believe, or August 2nd. I'm
I still got to
forgive
buy
me.
a booth space down there.
Yeah, we're helping them put that on. We just had another lady ask us to help with cosplaying. We have a bunch of groups of cosplayers that sometimes come out and help us at events. So we're going to be partnering with another organization to do cosplaying and do a little mock Saber battle.
Wow, nice. That sounds right up my alley.
Yeah.
What is your particular geek? What do you like to geek out on?
Oh man, that's a loaded question. Had you asked me this a couple years ago, I would have 100% hands down said anything Harry Potter. Big
Right.
Potterhead. You know, now I support the art, not the artist, because of all the things that she said. But anything Pokemon, love Pokemon.
Right.
As you can see back in my wall, back on my wall, I have a couple of different things. Goku, Dragon Ball Z, love that. I have some Star Wars. I met the voice actress for Katuni, so she was great. Anything Nightmare related, Nightmare Before Christmas. Love Nightmare Before Christmas.
Wow. Do you feel like, I mean, you said SacGeeks started in 2005, is that correct?
Yeah, as just a regular meetup group on like Facebook and Meetup.
And in 20 years, of course, I realize you haven't been here, the entire 20 years.
Sure.
But I'm sure you've heard a bit about, a bit about your organization's own history, and
Sure.
where, like you said, they grew from just a regular small little meetup group, and have grown. How do you think the culture has changed? I mean, back in 2005, I think anime was just kind of starting to become really
Yeah.
popular in the United States, and we were starting to be more open and accepting to conventions, as opposed to now. I mean, it's just normal and commonplace.
Everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere. But back then, it was just starting to break into the culture.
Sure, sure. Yeah, I know. I mean, growing up, middle school, high school, it was not widely accepted if you watched anime. You were made fun of. You were you were
Right.
bullied a little bit. But I mean, now it's great. We are on Meetup. We are over 3,500 strong on Meetup.
Oh
On
wow.
Facebook, we have another 2,000. On Instagram, we have another 1,000. So, and the numbers keep growing. People want us here. People want us to do more stuff. So that's what we're really trying to do.
Excellent. Do you have personal goals that you would like to see happen for SacGeeks in the next, say, year to 5 years?
Sure. So, one of my goals was to establish us as an organization um, that's just readily recognizable. You say Sac Geeks, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we know what you guys do."
Right.
Um, that my main goal is that, but also to get us some working money. you know
Right.
with the night market, we don't make a huge amount of money, but it's enough to cover our expenses and to cover our operating costs. So um, I'm already kind of doing what I set myself out to do this year in terms of giving us some consistent income coming into our account. Um, and again, just growing. So grant writing, we're going to be looking a lot at different types of grants to try to get us to doing more, just do more.
Excellent. And by this time, say in 2 or 3 years, where do you hope to be? When you say more, I mean, do you want to have things monthly on the calendar? Are you hoping to have have paychecks for staff, or what kind of growth are you
Yeah,
looking for?
absolutely. I want to be in an organization that has staff available, that has volunteers ready to go. If somebody calls us up, say, "Hey, I'm throwing an event. I need 10 volunteers to come help out." We'll provide free admission, drinks, food, and I can just shoot out an email. "Hey, we need this many people. Come help out." We want to be known in our community for being able to provide help to get people where they want to be, not just us.
See, okay, so you and I had briefly talked, and I don't know if you probably didn't see, but last week we had the wonderful Kathleen Hurleys was on our show, aka Dora the Explorer was
Yeah.
on our show. And I had talked about a con idea that I had, a convention idea that I had, but I wasn't really sure. Like, I am looking for like things like like location, an area that's big enough to do an event that I'm trying to do, and then possibly like investors. Is that something you guys have access to, or do you kind of figure out as you go?
So again, sort of. I'm not in a position to say yes right now, but we're getting there. We are recently partnered up with another nonprofit organization, the people over at Fanatical, and they have been gracious enough to set us up with donated items, so that we can also start making more money at like convention spaces, selling merch, just to show you a little something of what they have. They have tons and tons of cool merch, like statues, comic books, collectible stuff that they're just like, here, you guys can have, use what you can do, They have big warehouse spaces. We've been in talks with them about the possibility of doing like our markets, but like a convention type deal. And they're working on getting bigger locations as well. So we don't have them yet, but we are making moves to hopefully be able to, at the end of the day, maybe throw our own convention.
Right.
Yeah, we are already helping other convention hosts run things. Like, we've done check-ins, we've done celebrity handling, we've done vendor support for VerseCon. We've done that for the last couple, when they were still Comic Verse. Now they're VerseCon. We're going to be helping them put that on, and then also Fandom Con in San Jose.
Wow. So you guys do actually have your hands in all kinds of different pots.
Yeah, we have to. We have to get our names out there.
Is there anything that you like? What has been your favorite thing to do? As opposed to, there's always parts of the convention like nobody wants to pick up the trash at the end of the show. Nobody wants to clean up the chairs and put away the stage and stuff. What's been your favorite part about what you've done so far? Has there been one thing that you've gotten to do that you're like, oh man, this is actually kind of cool?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. Just honestly, just meeting some of the celebrity people, getting to work with them when you're a handler. Like, I got to hang out with the voice of Goku for a while, the voice of Miles Morales. I got to hang out with Walter, the original Black Power Ranger. Like, just meeting these people that were like so like amazing during my childhood. Like, I grew up with these people, and it's like now I get to hang out with them. Like, how cool is that? I got to meet Ming-Na Wen. Like, she was great, the voice of Mulan. I got her to sign one of my pops up there, Agent May.
I'm fangirling over here about Ming-Na. Fangirling.
I know.
Yeah, that was great. Super fun.
That's very cool. Is there anybody that you get to that you're like, oh man, I hope I get to meet this person? Is there anybody that you would be like completely fanboy that you like you don't think you'd be able to speak properly?
So I was going to be like that this past couple weekends over at SinisterCon, because Dave Jones was supposed to be there. He ended up canceling, unfortunately, so I didn't get to meet him. But he would have been one that I would have been like,
Right. Linda Blair was there. They had some heavy hitters at that show.
Yeah. I got to meet Linda. Took a couple of pictures with her in our recent addition. We have a small pug that we just got, and she loves puppies. She has a foundation, so she was head over heels in love with the dog. So that was one of the best like interactions I've had.
Right. Yeah, that was a really, if you were into horror, that was definitely the place to be.
Definitely. Yeah, that was our first time having a booth at Sinister Creature Con, and it was an amazing event. We're hoping they invite us back because we had a great time.
So when you go to these, when you go to events like this, what is it that you're doing there? What do you talk to people about?
Sure. So primarily, most of these conventions, obviously you have to buy booth space, right? They sell a certain space for vendors and stuff.
Right.
Most of the time, since we are a nonprofit organization, they'll donate that space to us. So we can take donations, we can sell items for funding our organizations. That's how they help us.
Right.
But primarily, we are an information booth. So we will be promoting other conventions coming up. We will promoting businesses that are coming up, and then we're promoting our projects, of course. So our game nights, our night markets, the film festival that we do in September. So it's just about getting the information out there so that everybody knows what's going on.
Right. And does that information, is it primarily um like the people that you're picking up, is it primarily for the Sacramento market, or are people from Oregon and Nevada and Arizona and close by states, are they checking out your information as well?
So our information goes out to whoever decides to sign up. So our newsletter goes out to anybody who signs up for that, right? We will promote all types of geek stuff. So if you send us stuff through our Instagram or through our email, we'll share it. We'll promote it. We're called SacGeeks because this is where we started. This is where we're based. But we do panels at San Diego Comic Con, at LA Comic Con. We've gone to Idaho. We've gone to Oregon. We have our members going all over. So yeah, we're SacGeeks, but we're everywhere.
Right. That's absolutely fantastic. Maybe one day there'll be San Francisco geeks and Seattle geeks, San Diego
Absolutely.
geeks.
Absolutely. Have a national
How long
chapter, USA Geeks.
is this something that you see yourself being personally involved with for quite some time? I mean, even let's say you don't get to be president again next year. Is this still an organization that you can see yourself growing with?
Absolutely. Right now we're all volunteer ran, so whoever's here is here because they believe in the mission and they believe in the organization. But once it gets bigger, that's definitely something I'd still really like to see myself being a part of. Even if I'm not on the board, I'll always be a member, and then I'm always going to support Tech Geeks because it's something that I think is super important.
Excellent. And what do you guys have? Do you know of any events that you have coming up soon?
Yeah, so our next convention that we're going to be going to is Stockton Con. That's coming up July 12th, I believe. I don't have
Oh,
the dates in front of me.
I believe
Um,
that's correct. I think that's the same weekend as I'm going to be in Reno at Silver.
Silver, Silver,
Uh-oh,
yeah,
I'm blanking right now. I can't. Silver Age
yeah,
Con.
Silver Age.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think it's the same weekend.
yeah, so I will be at Stockton Con. We have a booth there, but then one of our other board members is going to be going to Silver Age, so we'll be at both.
Oh wow. Okay, that's fantastic. Okay.
Yeah,
It looks like the DeLong family. Sorry,
yeah.
I think I'm probably
Sandra,
right now.
Sandra is one of our other board members, so she's great. She's been great to work with. Hope to have her for a while.
Woo, that's fantastic.
um,
Yeah.
our next game night that's happening is July 7th. I don't know if you guys can see the flyer. Card games, board games, refreshments. It's at the winery, but all ages are welcome. Obviously, if you're a minor, just it's always best to go with a parent. But even if not, we have adults there that are there to supervise.
I would like to ask you. I have some thoughts right now, especially not having been to the game night. But I want to ask you personally, what for you is the significant of having game nights, board games and stuff like that? And then, like I said, I have my own ideas or thoughts. But why is that something? Obviously, it's important to you guys because you have it on schedule.
Yeah. So it's a great opportunity for you to just socialize. Some people like to go and sit down in a space with their friends, you know, shoot the hang out,
Right.
have a little drink, play a little game. But for us, we also try to make it a little more inclusive. So if you're there alone, we'll invite you in. Come on, let's make new friends. Let's
Right.
figure out this game. If we've never played it, we will figure out together, right? We're there to have fun and stuff, but again, my goal is to create spaces where people can go and feel safe to be
Right.
themselves, to make friends.
I was thinking about I've been talking to another friend about it, a show that we want to do, especially now. Well, I guess this is a good month. This is a good time to talk about mental health. There's been a lot of talk lately about particularly men's mental health.
Yeah.
There's a lot of men who uh, I don't want to get too all deep and crazy, but mental health, I think, especially with men, is something that's not talked about a lot. And a lot of times, I think with a lot of men, and I'm not just going to say men, women too, people of all, everybody feels this way at times, that maybe sometimes you feel like you don't really have friends to hang out with.
Sure.
Maybe most of your family members have passed on, or maybe politically you don't get along with your family members, so you don't feel like you have a sense of family. I know a lot of people, myself included, kind of feel just kind of like you're floating out in the universe. You're not really attached to anything. So I personally think that these game nights are a wonderful opportunity. If you don't feel connected to anything, if you don't feel like you have a friend or something, just come and meet some new people. Try something different. You might learn a new game, but at least it's an opportunity to get out and meet somebody and not feel like I don't know, you're being pressured into a religion or
Right.
or even a book club with you don't want to read these books.
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
absolutely. Yeah, no, just to piggyback of what you said, mental health. June specifically is Men's Mental Health Month, so that's very important. Again, I can't say too much because things aren't in stone yet, but we've been working with a couple of big name celebrities to maybe do some things on mental health specifically.
Wow.
We worked with Andrew Gray, which is a Red Power Ranger from Turbo, and we've been working with Tammy Frank and Jenna Frank. It's very important. Mental health is very important, and like suicide prevention to them.
Right.
So those how conversations are happening, and hopefully something will come to fruition on those conversations.
Right. I think in this time, especially in this day and age, there's a lot of weird things out there. Housing prices are going through the roof, food is going through the roof. A lot of people are feeling pressured in a lot of different areas, and it's time that we need to sometimes let go and realize, just taking one night out to go play card games with some friends might be enough to help you feel a little bit more sane. Or if you sometimes need to vent, that's a good place for you to do it as well.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Well, Francisco, we're getting ready to close up. Is there anything you want to let people know? Or I know Metz has put your website information and your contact information in the description box and on the side already. Is there anything you want to let people go with?
Just check SacGeeks out everywhere. We're SacGeeks on Instagram, Facebook. SacGeeks.org is our website. Check out our game night every other Monday at Lucid, and check out our market. That's been super successful. It's just going to keep getting better and better every time we do it. And all
I'm
of
gonna
these
have to get
events
out
are
to that.
free.
Bring some lightsabers out.
Absolutely. We have a space for you as soon as you're ready.
All right, man. Hey,
check out SacGeeks everywhere.
Francisco, it's been an absolute pleasure. I love seeing you every time I am out there and I run into your tables. And by the way, you guys make great horchata.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you later.
Take care.
All right.
Yo.
Woo!
I fixed it.
Yay!
When I unplugged from the wall, the internet, like the cord, I put it back into the wrong one. So I was only on Wi-Fi, and our router is on the other side of the house upstairs. So the signal just wasn't very good. That's why I'm hardwired. We have a cord that goes to the wall upstairs and stuff to the actual internet.
Wow.
So I was like, why is my internet so slow?
You were like the super tech.
I was underneath my desk. I was in the closet, which is where the plug is. Anyway, I very much enjoyed the interview. That was a lot of fun to listen to. I actually signed up for the SacGeeks newsletter while I was editing. So, and I said in the chat. So because of Nightmare Before Christmas comment, I actually have the buildings like from the movie, and they light up. They're like got lights inside and stuff. And when I get my office finished and cleaned, I'm gonna post in our little group chat with Frisco's the picture of the village because and I got that for free. That was my husband's coworker was like getting rid of it, and he knows I like Nightmare Before Christmas and like the artistry and stuff like that of it. So he brought home like I think it was 5 buildings. So I have like a black scarf, but things got kind of put on the dresser over time, and now I'm like, I need to. That's why, if you're curious, the new positioning of the camera and all that kind of stuff, I am overhauling my whole office, cleaning out the closet and all this kind of stuff. And because of my chronic illness, it'll take me longer than a day. It's been 3 days, 2.5 days of doing stuff, and I haven't finished yet. So it'll just take I'm taking my time so I don't destroy myself. That's that. Okay.
Please do not destroy yourself.
Yeah, you want me back for each week.
Yes. I believe I'm just checking. I'm checking it right now. I'm pretty sure. One of our guests that we have coming up, John Morrow, who was Andy in Toy Story. I believe he was also Nightmare Before Christmas. I believe he was the vampire bat toy. Cool. Which means he only made noises and stuff, but
okay. All right. Well, it is time for our game, y'all. Who's ready for the game?
We do that music.
Who dis?
There it is.
Ready? Who dis?
He was a kid.
Who is it?
It's Santa. Oh. Is this an easy one? I feel like it's an easy one. Hold on.
That just depends on what you think.
Okay, I put it in private chat.
No.
Are you saying no to me or no to Say Wong?
No to both of you. Ha!
Okay, let's see. No, I think you had the other person. Man.
Nope. It's not Mon Mothma. I love Mon Mothma, though. I love that actress. She's absolutely gorgeous. Just saying.
Yeah, these are hard, Kevin. All right, what about mine?
No.
I don't know the exact name.
I didn't realize it would be that hard. All right. Who is this? This is, well, if I could press the button, Koska Reeves. All right. So Koska Reeves was a human female Mandalorian who was a member of the Night Owls. Later on, she and Bo-Katan joined Djarin once again on a mission to rescue Djarin's companion Grogu and claim the light cruiser he was on for Katan's efforts to take back Mandalore, as well as to reclaim the dark saber from Moff Gideon. However, when Katan failed to reclaim the saber, Reeves defected from her and became a mercenary in the Mandalorian group led by Woves. Later, Katan defeated Woves in single combat and once again became the leader of the unit, with Reeves returning at her side.
Oh, okay. I'll give you that.
So that is that one. Yeah, and then this one, this next one might be easy. When I looked him up and stuff, it said Star Wars fans know him everywhere type of thing.
Oh, goodness. Oh, how was that?
Yes.
Oh! Oh.
It is not Java.
Well, he says musician, so I think it kind of counts. You know that I got the name right, Say Wong. So, by the way, Say Wong, you're local. Either you know the deal. Either we ship it to you for $15, or you come pick up the Saber and it's free. And you can choose the color too. Except for we don't have brown at the moment. All right. Any more guesses out there?
Anyone?
Bueller.
We both said Bueller. Yep. Say Wong. Max Rebo was a male Ortolan from Ordo and popular jizz whaler musician who led to the Max Rebo band. He mainly played the red ball jet organ, which he played with his feet. Okay.
Yes.
He and his band often performed for Criminals and Gangsters, aka Jabba. So thank you so much for guess that character. I made the first hard, but I made the second one much easier.
Thank you for that. I don't feel.
You're welcome. No, you guys just like sometimes I like to throw crazy ones at you. The hardest ones for you are like the video game ones.
This is true.
Yeah.
All
right, guys. Well, before we close our show, I want to remind everyone to check out the link in the description below that has the nerdy news articles. It has information on our guest. It has the flow link. You can also check out music by our wonderful Captain Lady Moon Aubrey. You can check out Aaron Sikoski's voiceover Fiverr, and you can check out our wonderful Graveyards Pod Out at Night website. Don't forget to check out the Final Fantasy playthrough that's been happening on our channel by our intern Sage. He's having a lot of fun with that, and for long, who knows, we may have a webcam for him, and you might see what this kiddo looks like. And yes, I love it. I love it when Van pointed out that I called him a nice young man, and he goes, "Is this a kid from church?" That's the way I said it. I was like, yes. Anyway,
and don't forget to check out Multiverse of Cosplay episodes on our channel, Retro Alcove. We still have a lot of great stuff Monday through Friday.
Yeah, there's a lot of things in there that we don't do like the show actively right now, like Hearts of Kyber, that still have some, the episodes still are pretty cool and teach you a lot about conditions, for example. We still have some great shows. Even some of the After Dark ones that we did previously have some topics that aren't necessarily out of date. They're just like random stuff. And for those who don't know, After Dark 2.0 is in the works, y'all. So, whoa. Gotta figure out an exact day and stuff like that. But yeah, that's in the works. And you'll get to see our wonderful Anthony, Rubik's Cube Arcana, come back. I miss you, Anthony.
We love you, brother.
Anyway, yes, we love you. Don't forget to check out patreon.com/KyberK Productions. And that is it for you guys.
Do not forget.
Rubik's Cube Arcana. I think it came out kind of funny. Yeah, you love Rubik's. Frisco loves Rubik's. Rubik's has been on our channel many times previously. After Dark was Anthony's specialty. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in.
Give us a big thumbs up for the episode. Do not forget to please share this episode so that we can get further out in the algorithm. And don't forget, we give away a free Saber every 100 subscribers.
Dude, and we're already over halfway to the next one.
Yeah. We're right about there. Which would mean we would have given away 2 or 3 within.
We are 2,858 subs.
2,000. What is their number?
2,858.
Wow,
we're that close to 3,000, guys.
Woohoo!
That close. Come on, focus.
I'm sticking my goal. My goal is still 10,000 by the end of the year. Help me make it happen, guys. 10,000 by the end of the year.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. You have a lovely evening. We'll see you next week. Farewell.